A woman recently reached out to Dear Abby with a deeply troubling dilemma. 8 months ago, her best friend, who insisted on labeling their relationship as purely platonic, moved into her home. Despite claiming to have no romantic feelings for her, his behavior told a very different story. Night after night, he slept in her bed and, while allegedly asleep, kissed her. When confronted, he claimed to have no memory of the intimate gestures. To further complicate things, he frequently encouraged them to engage in sexual intimacy and regularly texted her saying, "I miss you," whenever she left to visit her mother. Yet, despite this seemingly affectionate behavior, the man persistently maintained that he didn't see her in a romantic light. His reasons for not pursuing a relationship were vague and contradictory. To make matters worse, the woman discovered he was in contact with another woman, who he claimed was also just a friend. However, upon seeing flirtatious text exchanges filled with kissy emojis, intimate messages, and even nude photos, it became clear that there was more going on. Feeling emotionally drained and used, the woman finally worked up the courage to ask him to leave. His response was dismissive, claiming he only stayed with her because she was a better alternative to sleeping on his mom's couch, which was apparently next to the family dog. His blunt and hurtful justification only compounded her pain. Adding insult to injury, the man now owed her $1,000 in unpaid rent, and his refusal to acknowledge her request to leave left her feeling trapped and emotionally exploited. The woman described feeling like she had fallen for someone incapable of love, not only for her but possibly even for himself. She lamented that her role in his life had been reduced to that of a live-in maid, concubine, chef, bank account, and personal assistant, all while being disrespected and mistreated. Desperate for advice, she asked Dear Abby how to rid herself of this toxic situation and reclaim her dignity. Abby's response was firm and direct. She pointed out that the woman's heart was already on the path to healing, as her letter clearly reflected a growing realization that this man was not worthy of her love or kindness. Abby encouraged her to stop supporting him financially, quit doing chores for him, and kick him out of her bed when he tried to initiate intimacy. As for his refusal to leave, Abby advised seeking legal counsel and potentially starting formal eviction proceedings. After all, no one should be forced to live with someone who abuses their generosity and manipulates their emotions. In another letter, a woman expressed her conflicted emotions about her sister's recent engagement. While overjoyed that her sister had found the perfect partner and thrilled to be appointed maid of honor, she couldn't help but feel a pang of jealousy whenever she saw the happy couple together. The problem wasn't with her sister's fiancé, whom she genuinely liked, but with her own longing for a romantic partner of her own. Being around them, especially when they were affectionate, left her feeling like a third wheel. As much as she wanted to be happy for them, the constant reminder of her own single status was difficult to ignore. Her feelings of envy made her feel guilty, as if they were tainting her genuine happiness for her sister's engagement. She wished to rid herself of these negative emotions so that she could fully embrace the joy of the occasion, but she was struggling to navigate the mix of pride, jealousy, and longing that had emerged. Abby's response was empathetic, acknowledging that jealousy is a natural human emotion and one that most people experience at some point, especially when confronted with the happiness of others in areas where they themselves feel lacking. Rather than chastising the writer for her feelings, Abby encouraged her to embrace the joy of her sister's engagement while also having faith that her own time would come. Abby reminded her that love often appears when least expected, and rather than letting jealousy consume her, she should focus on cherishing her close relationship with her sister and trusting that her own romantic path would eventually unfold. Both situations reflect the complex emotional challenges people face when navigating love, friendship, and self-worth. In the first case, a woman struggles to disentangle herself from a toxic relationship that has left her feeling used and unappreciated. In the second, a woman grapples with feelings of envy while trying to celebrate a loved one's happiness. Both letters highlight the importance of boundaries, self-respect, and patience in finding emotional clarity and peace.